Good morning and thanks for joining us. It's another beautiful day. You're welcome to Front Page Review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, the program where we review, where we analyze, where we give you the latest happenings from our national dailies. My name is Solomon Offem, and this morning I won't be alone. I have Inyamgul Agaji joining me today. Good morning, Inyamgul.
Good morning. It seems as if my name is going to be part of the front page for now because people will do research. They want to know who Nyamgul is. They want to know where he's coming from. They want to know how to pronounce it and all that. But don't worry, you can murder it the way you like. I've had like a million variations of that same name, but it is called Nyamgul Agaji. And it's a pleasure to be here this morning to review the front pages. And whatever you do, whatever we do as well, the goal is to build Nigeria of our dreams. So no matter how angry we might be, no matter how disappointed we might be, no matter how excited we might be, depending on where you are, the goal is to build a Nigeria of our dreams. So the best place to start is to know what is going on so that you can also contribute to building this country of ours that we love so much.
Wise word, wise word. So welcome to the VOP family. He's
a
new Yes, a new staff joining us as of today. So, again, welcome to the VOP family.
Thank you very much, and thank you all the people who have kept VOP working till now, because it's you listening to us and contributing that will make and keeps making the station what it is today. So thank you to you, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so let's quickly go to the business of the day. We're starting with Punch. So the major headlines, the top story, the cover story, well, whichever name you would like to call it. U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps hold fresh session over security, rising insecurity. I mean, these insecurity issues just going on and on, unabated. Let's quickly take a look at details of that. Let's see what that story says. Committees of the United States Congress on Tuesday in Washington, D.C. held a joint briefing over the ongoing kidnappings and the alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria. The session was held at the instance of President Donald Trump, who earlier on October 31 instructed the House Appropriations Committee to investigate what he described as the slaughter of Christians in Nigeria and report their findings to the White House. Separately, the Nigerian House of Representatives will also debate the state of security in the country on Wednesday, that's today. Now, the Congress, a session led by House Appropriation Vice Chair and National Security Subcommittee Chairman Mario Diaz-Balart, brought together members of the House Appropriations and House Foreign Affairs Committees alongside religious freedom experts. You get details of that. You can read more on that from Punch. Let's quickly take a look at what other headlines Punch have for us. Peru presidential hopeful survives gun attack. FG contractors launch fresh protest over 500 billion naira debt. Drug trafficking Nigerian accomplice jailed 37 years in South Africa. Wasteful projects draining Nigeria's public finances, that's according to CIPMN. Anti-Tinubu post Showore arraigned, released on self-recognition. A yellow tide local flights break 300,000 naira mark. Almost forgotten that it is the season where the economic situation we have in the country will go from bad to worse this season.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
The time of love is a time that we cannot even show love because you don't have enough for yourself.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. At delegations, Osun PDP primary as Adebayo emerges governorship candidate. Okay. Yeah. PDP crisis, Makinde block issues, Wike others expulsion certificate. Okay. Manpower shortfall may delay NSCDC's VIP protection rollout. Okay, and quickly, the Metro Plus segment. Let's see. Priest recounts assault by naval officers at Anambra checkpoint. A tricycle driver backs 10-year jail term for killing a colleague. And okay, yeah, I think that's all ended from the Punch. From Punch, where do we go next?
We'll move to the Vanguard newspaper, and the screaming headline here, the biggest headline here, is alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. U.S. lawmakers disagree with the federal government. It's the same as we had in the Punch newspaper. But I'm interested in another headline here, which is also the latest headline in Vanguard newspaper. Pressure Nigeria to abolish Sharia law. Disband Hisbah. Expert tells U.S. lawmakers. That's also a very interesting story there. And just a snippet of what that story is about. United States lawmakers were on Tuesday urged to press the Nigerian government to abolish Sharia law in the 12 northern states where it is currently in operation and dismantle the religious enforcement Hisbah commissions amid warnings that both systems are deepening anti-Christian persecution. That's going to be a very dicey one there.
Yeah, it is indeed.
We must tell ourselves the truth, but why should we be operating two constitutions, as it were, in Nigeria? Now, we also have from Vanguard newspaper, alleged Christian genocide. Okay, we've already taken that. Gunmen kidnap 5 Rivers University students, 14 bus passengers in Imo. We also have Wike, Fayoshe, 9 others get PDP expulsion certificates.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing we got from Punch.
Okay. Fubara succumbs.
It will be interesting to see how that works out.
I don't know which of the PDPs they're expelling them from.
Exactly.
That's the thing, because they seem to be 2 PDPs right now. So are you expelling them from the other faction because they have their own faction? So I don't know how that will work. But they have the certificates now. So they've graduated from one of the PDPs. Fubara succumbs to assembly pressure, recalls 1,000 teachers recruited in 2023. Ebonyi community raises alarm over missing man banished after kingship dispute, and 3 tenants killed in Asaba land dispute buried amid tears and tension. Maybe we'll take a final one here. Lawyer demands transparency on rescue of Kebbi school children, Kwara worshippers. Okay, there's more to get from the Vanguard newspaper if you just grab a copy for yourself, or you just go to the relevant sites to get the information.
Yeah. From Vanguard, let's go over to the Nations, where the major headlines there. You must give us better result, President tell service chiefs. Let's look at details of that. Here we go. Set up your strategies for greater efficiency and result in the fight against terrorism and banditry, another emerging threat. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday ordered service chiefs and heads of intelligence agencies. The president demanded greater efficiency, a stronger coordination, and improved execution of operational strategies across all theaters of operation. He gave the directive during a meeting at the State House in Abuja. The meeting came amid renewed effort by the Tinubu administration to stabilize troubled regions and guarantee a peaceful festive season for citizens. You can read more on that on the Nation. Let's see what other headlines the Nations have for us. Here we go. Okay, payment scheme. Bank unveils travel card for tourists and others. Brand light up Lagos, Abuja for festive season. Kuka others on national identity. Citizenship must rise above indigent settler divide. Tinubu launches 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day emblem. Credit Corps deploys 30 billion naira in consumer credit. Delta APC praises Tinubu for Omokri's ambassadorial nomination. Let's see. Yeah. George to youths, rededicate yourself to Nigeria. Minister rallies monarchs against sexual gender-based violence. Okay, and little bit of sports. La Liga, Barcelona recover to lead Atletico. Okay, let's end it there with the Nations. From the Nations, where do we go next?
Okay, let's take a look at Daily Post this morning. The leading headline is Anti-Terror. General Musa's nomination as defense minister delights Nigerians. I like that news because lately nominations of people into this administration to serve in any capacity has always raised a lot of dust. And if there's one man that has been nominated and people are, at least a good number of people are happy that he has been nominated, then I think that is credit to the present administration. Some say General Musa was a very good man in service and he just needed to be laid off because that is the normal thing to do. When you appoint one person or you affect one person, you need to affect the rest of them.
Let's just hope the situation up there will let him do his work.
Yeah, that's the... Okay. Well, I heard what you didn't say. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
There's some other headlines here on Daily Post. Edo government countered PDP over allegations of provocative, destructive politics against ex-governor Obaseki. Moro's claim against Governor Alia misplaced. That is according to ONJ. And some other stories. 2027 opposition not ready. That's according to Dele Momodu. Over 1,500 PDP members defect to APC in Kebbi. Insecurity. Tinubu-led government has not met expectations of Nigerians. That is according to PDP. And Labour Party kicks off World Congress across states.
Okay, let's move over to The Sun, where the major headlines there. Defense Minister sent it to screen Christopher Musa today. Pretty much what we just heard from Daily Post. And Barcelona beat Atletico Madrid, extend La Liga lead. Eurotide UBA Group lights up Lagos Marina. PDP at crossroads, says Turaki. Let's see. Okay, now insecurity, Nigeria going through challenging times, says EU envoy. Well, challenging time, that's an understatement, the highest order. And to the politics and power sections of The Sun, Bode George raises alarm over democratic violations. Let's see. Washington 2026 rather, elders counsel to guard choice of candidate. That's according to APC. Let's quickly take a look at the business segment of The Sun. Julius Berger hails media partnership as key to growth. CBN inject $537 million as dollar settles at 1,447 naira. Okay, looks like that's the much we can take from The Sun.
Okay, let's quickly look at Daily Trust this morning. It leads with fire kills family of 5 in Katsina State. That's an unfortunate story.
Indeed.
And other stories are that Emir Sanusi advocates collective action against drug abuse. It really is a problem in Nigeria right now. The federal government or the government banned PET bottles and some other sachet alcohol.
Yeah,
that's part of the thing.
The fight against
and then
drug
there is
abuse.
ICE. There is from me I don't know, all the names that they have.
I don't know them.
I think it's a very complicated thing when you
It
come
is.
to fighting of drugs. But I hope they can nib it in the. I can't say nib it in the bud because it has gone beyond the bud. It's now a very big branch. So
Yeah.
I hope something can be done. And as he's advocating collective action, who are the stakeholders that should lead? Who should be at the vanguard of this fight? We need to know that. Governor Mba, that is of Enugu State, presents 1.62 trillion naira 2026 budget. Okay. Troops rescue kidnapped victims in Kogi and Borno. Federal government promotes 24,202 NCOS, NSCDC, NIS, FFS officers.
That's a whole lot of acronym.
Yeah, well, okay. Correctional service, security and civil defense, and all that. Well, okay. Reps probe whereabouts of 30 billion naira recovered from NSIPA. That's also on the Daily Trust newspaper. Then, if you want to know why Tinubu returned General Musa, you can also read Daily Trust. There's a story there why Tinubu returned General Musa to replace the resigned minister. And the FCT Community School, where only 17 out of 136 pupils attend classes. That's really unfortunate. 17 out of 136. And it's so worrisome because in neighboring countries like a small country like Ghana, for instance, if you attend a public school, you are the person who is attending the real school. That's the real deal, the government school, the public schools. When you attend a private school, well, you are educated, but you didn't go to, the highbrow thing.
Yeah, you didn't go through life.
In
You just went through
Nigeria,
the
it seems
academic
as
part
if
of it.
it's a shame to even put your children in a public school, and people just don't want to attend at all.
Yeah.
And I'm very sure in that
I mean,
same community.
would you blame them with the dilapidated states of our
Yeah, if you see the
public
picture
schools?
even accompanying the story, you will find out that that is a very dangerous trap, not a school that children should attend. But something needs to be done about education and everything that makes a country grow. It's not how much money we have, but how much people we have that are educated enough that makes a country what it should be. That's
True.
what I think.
True. Okay, let's go over to the Guardians, where the major story, that the top news, Badaru's resignation may trigger more high-level exit. Okay, that's an interesting one. Let's see what that story says. The sudden resignation of the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, may signal a further exit from the Executive Council, from the Federal Executive Council in the coming weeks. Badaru's exit on Monday has already intensified speculation about an imminent cabinet shake-up, although it is not for anyone to predetermine the president's next move. Strong indications suggest that more ministers could be eased out as the administration edges towards the 2027 election cycle. Badaru's resignation, conveyed in a letter dated December 1 rather, and addressed to President Tinubu, brought an abrupt end to his tenure at a time when the nation is intensifying efforts to confront mounting security challenges. He cited health concerns requiring urgent and sustained attention, confirming weeks of quiet speculation over his reduced public engagement. Okay, you can get details of that on Guardian. And let's see what other headlines Guardian have for us. Edo Assembly summons Sue Baba's wife, Natasha, after viral video. Drama. Whether Badaru resigned or was removed, the Defense Ministry needs experienced hands. That's according to Shehu Sani. The other headlines, let's see. NIHO tour celebrates Nigeria's food, fashion, cultural identity. Okay, most of the headlines I'm seeing here. Lagos 2026 shared prosperity budget scales through second reading at Assembly.
Shared prosperity. Okay.
Yeah.
I reserve my comments. Okay.
PDP APC bicker over Ayedatiwa's support for Amotekun boss recruitment of operatives. BOI NCDMB seal pact on a $100 million NCIF equity investment scheme. Alex Oti meets Tinubu over Nnamdi Kanu's release. Akwa Ibom ranked Nigeria's cleanest state for 2025. Does that surprise you, though?
It doesn't surprise me. I was in Akwa Ibom a few years ago, not even just last year, but what I saw was really, really impressive. The status that Calabar used to have in those days, Akwa Ibom has taken it.
They took the Calabar model.
Yes, and it's not just Uyo. You find other cities in
Akwa Ibom State.
In Akwa Ibom State, Ikodekbene, Abak, and the rest of those being very, very clean. And this should not be something that we should be singling out one state. There should be a culture in every state in Nigeria. And I wonder how Cross River did it then and how Akwa Ibom is doing it now, and what lessons maybe a city like Lagos should learn should learn from those places.
Reps proves missing 30 billion naira NSIPA fund, demand resumption of programs. Okay, cyber criminals attack Nigeria as breaches hit 1,047% in Q3. Okay, I think that's all we can take from our national dailies. Just do we have any left?
Okay, let's just take a quick look at this day.
Okay.
This day leads with Tinubu hails troops fighting terrorism, says military's sacrifice bolstering stability. He declares the nation's diversity as natural asset, and it must be protected, cherished. He launched the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Emblem, and he met with service chiefs, demanded efficiency, and the president, Akpabio, Wike, have also donated to Appeal Fund for Fallen Heroes. I like that, and I just hope that apart from hailing, apart from presidential handshakes, apart from all the things that we've been seeing, I hope the welfare of these people fighting terrorism will be looked into critically. Because now we see where people who are supposed to be protecting us have, well, I know you would also, you will say that there's always a choice, but it seems as if a lot of them do not have the choice than to join people who are going to give them more money. And you see the security forces are being compromised because there's more money where there should not be more money. So I think the welfare of the people fighting terrorism should be looked into, and they should be made to smile, and also should be made to be sure that even when they lose their lives, their families will be catered for by the federal government. So beyond the rhetorics, I think that should be done. Other headlines are saying Alausa, I think that's the Minister of Education, Nigeria is in a learning emergency. 45. NRC MD Opeifa backs Nigerian local engineers, canvasses federal government recognition and support. We also have seen where a bank is lighting up Lagos projects and an improved economic outlook for 2026. We hope that other corporate organizations are going to also do something for the places that they are staying. Corporate responsibility, light up Lagos, light up other places, light up places that maybe are not even seeing government's intervention in those places. So
it is a season for that, after all.
yeah, okay. We hope that our lives will be lighted up as well, not just the environment.
True. Okay, this is front page on the Voice of the People 90.3 FM. So all you just have to do, just go to the nearest newspaper stand closest to you. Pick up a newspaper of your choice, from Punch to The Nations, The Sun, This Day, Vanguard, Guardian, Daily Post, Daily Trust. Just go to the segment of your choice: politics, business, entertainment, international news, and sport, and just get yourself entertained, educated, or informed. Or better still, the soft side, soft copy, as they say, just pick up your smartphone, your laptop, computers, iPad, and just if you don't know this site, just Google it, Nigerian newspaper, and of course they will pop up with the site. Just click to the newspaper of your choice and just read it through. Okay, up next, let's listen to analysis from Rufai Husseini.
Right, a couple of stories making the round. So we now have it on good authority that Badru, the Minister of State that was nowhere to be found all this while, despite the high level of insecurity, has now said he's resigning from his position due to health concerns. So probably that was why he was away. And there are talks about President Tinubu bringing in former CDS Musa to take that position. Do not know, but it was said that Musa did meet with the president recently. The truth we now have to ask is, why is Matawale still Minister of State for Defense? The same Matawale that there have been allegations against him of his closeness to these terrorists and these bandits that are operating it. It is not me that said it. It is the current governor of Zamfara State that has made these accusations and these allegations against Matawale. In fact, if this country, if this administration does anything right, people like Matawale should even be ministers in the first place. Just like the ambassadorial list they released, a lot of people on that list are not even fit to be local government chairs in the first place. They shouldn't even hold any position in Nigeria. But that's the kind of hypocrisy that, a lot of things are happening in Nigeria, and the hypocrisy that is destroying the country increasingly and all of that. So let's see how all of this pan out. The AUPRC has said that they're going to make about $10 billion from this big round of new wells. The question is, if they push that money into the federal coffers, how then does the government use that money? Because there's a level of accountability that we will all have. and we must be able to push this. And speaking of the taxes coming up starting in January, in fact, it's just about 30 days to the start of these new tax laws. Minister of Aviation has stated that the removal of taxes in the aviation sector cannot be decided by one individual, noting that such policies will be subjected to collective government review. In fact, Alan Oyema and some other people in the industry have started saying that these new tax laws is definitely going to kill the aviation industry. You see, I'm not the owner of Nigeria. There's a Ministry of Finance. Minister cannot wake up and say, I'm removing taxes. But the question is, why is it now that we're now talking about these taxes? Should we have started talking about it? Because the airline companies are saying that these multiple taxes definitely will kill the airline company. As it is today, taxation has made it very difficult to be able to fly within Nigeria because of the price of airline tickets, which is because of taxation and all of that. So it's a very sad one. A Borno mother is lamenting her third daughter's third month in the hands of Boko Haram. That's the plight, and that's the state of insecurity that is increasingly going on as we speak in the country. The political optics are shaping up. The primary has collapsed, the PDP primary in Osun State. In fact, Adeleke has said he's leaving the party because he needs a level of stability because of the wrangling. He doesn't want for a case probably that when he gets the ticket, because he was even the only person that bought the form, and when he gets the ticket, then INEC will now come and say, oh, we do not recognize the party of this party you are leaning with. The party is in disarray. Because it did happen, if you remember, it was still the same party skirmish that happened in Zamfara State that even made what is it called, emerge. I think it was Matawale that was a beneficiary from it. It happened within the APC then that made Matawale emerge. That when they went to court, they said, oh, that it was said that elections didn't hold. But the same Matawale that was in the PDP then now decamped to the APC. So it shows you what these politicians are all about. There is no ethos. They just use this political party as a platform and as a springboard to advance their political cause and career. There are many of the stories making the rounds today. And Obasanjo says he's willing to testify in the contract trial as EFCC witness. So there's this case that they've been going back and forth on as regards Malabo. And this happened under Obasanjo's administration. Oluwaguloye has been in the center of this, currently facing trial, as a result of amended charges and all of that. So the truth has to be said. We are waiting, and we're going to see how all of this pans out in the coming days. That case has been on. Oluwaguloye has pledged innocence, and he says he knows next to nothing about the case. But let's see how all of this pans out. So we'll see how the story is beginning to shake up. Turaki-led PDP is now countering Osun chapter, saying that governorship primary will hold. So who will now be put forward? And these are the problems with the PDP as we speak today. The Turaki-led chapter of the party, while addressing on Monday, this chairman of the party in Osun State, BC Sunday, said the party's governorship can no longer hold as planned. He said that Emmanuel Adeleke may withdraw, and because of the crisis, unless the ongoing national crisis is resolved in the manner recognized by INEC, because he's not sure and he doesn't want to have a cul-de-sac. But commenting on the development, Theophilus Shan, PDP National Organizing Secretary, said the party had earlier notified INEC of its schedule and had completed congresses to elect ad hoc and national delegates on November 24th and 29th. And Shan is a member of the Kabiru Turaki-led National Working Committee at the party's convention held in Ibadan. So the factional organizing secretary added that the electoral committee for the party has been constituted and will supervise the process. So sequel to the earlier notice of INEC of the 28th of 2025 to Independent National Electoral Commission, They said the party had told INEC about the gubernatorial process, gubernatorial primaries, and the successful completion of congresses. That's what the statement is reading. So, but like I said before, I'm not sure he wants to take chances. So once and for all, he will just want to go ahead and he will want to probably pitch his tent with another party. Maybe he might go to another political party that is willing to give him, hearing maybe ADC or something. I mean, I don't know. But only time will tell in the coming days as regards all of this. South Africa begins the use of a groundbreaking HIV prevention drug. So, South Africa has started administering lenacapavir, a long-acting HIV prevention drug selected individuals as part of the new study led by RI, University of Witwatersrand, and funded by United. So let's see how this one helps, prevent you from catching HIV/AIDS and all of that. And there are video making the rounds of Alex Oti going to see Nandi Kanu in the Sokoto prison, also met the governor and urged the governor of the state, to be able to take care of Nandi Kanu. So these are just some updates as regards Nandi Kanu there. And as regards Natasha Akpoti and Akpabio's defamation case that the federal government is asking to be pushed to, denying viral comment attributing controversial remarks on Christian genocide to Kuka. The Kuka Center said that remarks made by its founder on Nigeria's insecurity regarding the killing of Christians were misrepresented. He stated in a statement on Monday, said some Nigerians, especially on social media, have criticized Kuka over a viral comment attributing him regarding the alleged genocide against Christians, suggested that cleric had downplayed the persecution of Christians and denied existence of genocide, a position many Nigerian, particularly Christian groups, found unacceptable amid the ongoing attacks. As a result, many social media users have accused the cleric, of being insensitive and politically aligned. However, the Kuka Center said at no point did Mr. Kuka, popularly known as Bishop Kuka, downplayed the killings of Christians in Nigeria. In fact, he said the bishop's statements have been consistently affirmed the persecution faced by Christian communities. But didn't you remember what Kuka said? It was Kuka that said that even millions can die and will not be called genocide. And it's a very sad one. The question is, if Kuka truly believes that he wants to stand tall and speak the truth, he should come out and say, I condemn Christian genocide in Nigeria. I condemn Christian genocide, and say, based on evidence that he has, that he's aware that it's happening and he condemns it. A lot of them can't say these things. They just go dilly-dallying and now try to explain and re-explain and, what they say. But in this matter, we will always remember the men of God that were speaking in favor of the government narrative. The government narrative is that everybody is being killed. But that does not stop the fact that there's Christian genocide. Muslims too are being killed, like I've always said. Yeah, we can also say there's Muslim genocide, but there's Christian genocide. So why is that truth very hard for them to believe? But, we'll keep talking our own. And the God of vindication will see all of us. And whatever we sow in this life, definitely we will all reap. So, governors are setting up an insecurity fund of over 200 or something billion. What is the fund going to be for? You see, the greatest problem with insecurity in Nigeria is that the military is greatly infiltrated. And we've seen evidence. That's why till today, the government have not been able to tell us that who gave the order for the military to leave the girls' school in Maga in Kebbi, and 45 minutes after, the terrorists came to attack. So let's keep deceiving ourselves, except we're ready to solve the problem of infiltration in the military. Like we buy weapons. Before you know it, the weapons will be found in the hands of terrorists. Have you not heard of many accounts that most of the weapons of the military are found in the hands of terrorists? So we need to solve the problem of a military that has now been ideologically infiltrated. It's an ideological warfare. And so let's stop deceiving ourselves. Even soldiers serving, we always tell you, That's when they're about to attack the terrorists and the bandits. They get orders to withdraw and things like that. So, I mean, these are the problems. Northern governors, okay, state police, and they are suspending mining. Is suspending mining the solution? Only time will tell. Ganduje, Duke, Fayoshe, and other lose Abuja lands as Wike revokes 1,095 plots. The revocation is still going on. Amoteku, Agbekoya warriors move into the southwest forest because, yes, we've been hearing encroachment by terrorists and all that recently. So let's see how it pans out. Fubara is countering Speaker Mahule's criticism on education. We've hardly heard anything from Fubara in a while, so we're hearing that this countering Speaker Mahule, could there be little tension there? I thought they've been able to resolve among themselves. And board promotes 24,202 senior officers. Kano, a new bandit frontier. It is sad. And there are some statistics here as regards bandit activities, Kano banditry attacks. Bandits returned to Fufara axis, kidnapping 5 women, November 30 to December 1. Bandits abducted 25 persons. November 1, deadly raid occurred in Sanya and Shanunu, where 3 villagers were killed. October, gunmen invaded Shanunu village. 2024 attacks become more frequent. 2023 residents of villages borders such as Fanfurwa, Kankurwa, Gora, Duse, all of this, facing this banditry. And in the UK, there's a story about the OBR chief, the Office of Budget Responsibility chief, resigns after review blames budget leak or regulatory leadership. So the budget leaked and it caused a big problem. ICT and agri services boost Nigerian economy in third quarter, but our economy didn't still do well. The economy didn't do well. And many other stories making the rounds today as regards the state of play. Mumbai is stepping up. Governor of Enugu State is stepping up the fight against insecurity, launches high-tech drones and patrol vehicles. And Nigeria is moving to secure, the safety of the opposition leader in Guinea-Bissau. I think after the message by Goodluck Jonathan, Nigeria said they're going to open the embassy, for him so that he'll be able to get refuge. They have granted him asylum. That's the Guinea-Bissau opposition person that is alleged to have been winning in the elections before the coup happened. That's Diaz. So let's see how all of these stories pan out in the coming days.
That was Rufai Husseini on analysis there. Joining me to further analyze our headlines today is Chooks Enwonwu, former Commissioner of Police. Mr. Enwonwu, thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners.
Okay, let's start with the obvious question, of course, as a former policeman. So what's your take on the nomination of former CDS General Christopher Musa as a new defense minister?
As a matter of fact, it was a good decision by Mr. President to nominate General Musa as a new Minister of Police Affairs. It is a clear case of putting a square peg in a square hole, or a round peg in a round hole. You come to realize or understand that General Musa had been in the military for decades. He had seen it all. He has not been an armchair military commander. He had done trainings, he had done courses both at home and abroad. He had served the Nigerian military on both international engagements and at home. So as we speak, he's an embodiment of our experience. So the presidency and the federal government did not in any way make any mistakes by presenting him to become the next defense minister. And I think with that position given to him, the new position, I think he will not fail the nation, because he has already known where we are having our headache. You know, he who wears the shoe knows where it pinches. He had worked in various theaters of insurgency and war against ISWAP and Boko Haram. So he can sit down and be giving instructions professionally, not politically. You know, the bit of error that was made in the former man who had resigned based on health grounds is that the former minister was just a politician, or is just a politician. So he has no experience whatsoever when it comes to issue of theater of war and all that. And that does not really it's inappropriate for the situation we find ourselves, because the office of the minister has a lot to do with policy formulation and policy direction as far as the issue of defense is concerned.
I'm just curious, sir. He was CDS, and the insecurity that we're talking about here still festered. I'm wondering what tools are at his disposal, as minister, to be able to function better and help us quell this insecurity that we're talking about. Because some people will argue he couldn't do it as CDS. So what will be the advantage now being a minister that will make him perform better?
Exactly. What difference will it make? If he didn't do it the first time, how will he do it the second time?
Well, the first time he was a professional soldier and he had his limitations. But now he's a retired military general, but now sitting in a political position. So there are two different things. I think he will have more of impact this time around, because when they are having the National Security Council meeting, previously they may not have added him into it, unless when they are having for service chiefs. This time around, he will be party to it. And I'm sure too, when they're having council of state meeting, they may need him to come and share his experiences and advise accordingly. And the way I see the man, I'm sure he's a highly principled officer. If you don't allow him to function the way that will clear the mess, he may also put in his papers and tell you, please, let me take my exit.
Now that's where I wanted to go next. Will they allow him to function? Because for a while it's just been an issue of soldier go, soldier come. You know, if stories and security experts, security analysis are anything to go by, the people at the top knows about this insecurity. We've heard about the famous financiers of insurgency in Nigeria. Is this not an issue of political will rather than changing service chiefs?
Well, you see, we have seen the red flag sort of, in the sense that Nigeria being labeled as country of particular concern. It has really sent a very wrong signal on what is going on here. So it's not business as usual. It is a thing that
let's hope so.
it is a thing that so many interests, because you know Nigeria is a very large market in Africa and everybody is interested here, because being a large market connotes that a lot is really expected of the place. That's why China is interested, Russia is interested, the US is interested, and so many other nations, developed nations, and even the developing nations are interested in Nigeria. So this time around, the ravaging terrorism, insurgency, and armed banditry has really disorganized the economic system in Nigeria, and that has to a greater extent affected the institutional and international investors from coming, because they already know that the country is blessed with abundant human and natural resources, and that if they come here to set up industries, they will never go empty-handed, so long as the economic policies are favorable for their investments. But what gives them serious concern is this issue of insurgency and terrorism, a situation where you can't really plan. If the policies and planning by the federal government is such that is favorable to foreign investors, such that you cannot change the goalpost in the middle of the football match, then they can always project and plan themselves and come in here to invest, and they won't have any regrets whatsoever doing that.
How do we marry that? Just a moment, sir. How do we marry that with what has been making the rounds, that the foreign powers that you seem to say are concerned about it are involved neck deep in this insecurity because it favors them in some quarters? How do we reconcile these two?
Well, when you look at it, there are two sides. The first one is that there was allegation of genocide, and initially they said it was genocide against Christians. Now, some Muslims are also out claiming that genocide is also against them. So it's not a question of genocide against a particular creed or religion. It is mindless and senseless killing by criminal enterprises. Now, having said that, you find out that, like you said, it's two-dimensional. One is that to the governments of these interested nations, they are focusing on morality, on humanity, that people have the right to live and not to be slain for whatever reason by any person, group of persons, or tribe or creed. That is one side. Then in those developed economies or developed nations, you still have this other side where you have businessmen whose interest it is to look for areas of investment, and some of them deals on arms and ammunition. And in the course of selling arms and ammunition, you don't sell arms and ammunition to people that will not use it. In other words, I'm not trying to justify what they are doing. That is how they get involved in sponsoring things, activities like this. If you look at it, you find out that the hands of the governments of these foreign nations will hardly be in financing terrorism. Very, very difficult. But that does not exculpate or exonerate some of their citizens on their own as persons going to get involved, because to them it is business. That is why you see some mercenaries who come from even Russia, from the US, from South Africa, from Mexico, and so on and so forth. They are looking for their pockets. It's not as if the government has justified and said, go and be into business of mercenary. They can hire, supply even equipments, including aircrafts, where need be, or helicopters, drones, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So that's exactly the way it is. It's not as if these governments will see terrorism and support them openly and say, go and terrorize this country. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, let's quickly go over to politics, where Wike, Fayose, and 9 others get PDP expulsion certificates. What's your take on that?
That is politics, of course. It is, you see, all the political parties have their constitution, they have their intrigues, they have their modus operandi, and the end of it all is that who gets what, how, when, and where. You will find out that what is playing out in PDP today must have been orchestrated by allegedly the ruling party, because the ruling party wants to dominate and take over the entire space, political space. So they don't want any opposition to be a threat to them. They knew how they came in and how they muzzled out the ruling party in 2015. So they don't want to take chances. It will be a plus for them to continue to engineer other political parties to collapse, maybe by way of infiltration, by way of paid agents and fifth columnists being pushed into those parties to cause confusion. In summary, that is what is playing out in UK now and the People's Democratic Party. They continue to do this, distract the support base of the party, distract the frontline members or top executives in the PDP. That has happened to Labour Party. So all those big contenders that could find grounds to destabilize their party as a ruling party are being taken care of, being knocked out one way or the other. And if you look at the other end, that is why and how sitting governors in Delta, in Akwa, recently in Enugu, had left their party, the opposition party, to move into, including Bayelsa. Even though the Bayelsa is doing his second term, he has joined the bandwagon. They've all moved to the ruling party. And it has not ended though, because as we speak, I learned, though I don't know the extent of confirmation or the truth, that the Osun governor has also resigned from the same PDP.
Yes, he has.
So the question that is in the tongue of everybody is, where is he going to? Is he going to ADC or ADA, or is he going to APC?
Okay.
Well, time will tell.
Hello, sir. Let's hold your thoughts there. We'll be right back. Let's quickly go for a commercial break. We'll be right back, sir. Stay with us, sir.
Thank you. I'm there with you.
Okay.
This December, something glorious is happening. It's time to lift our voices, our hearts, and our hands, because hope is alive again. Join Christian Pentecostal Mission International for our annual National Thanksgiving Service. Theme: Thanksgiving of Hope. Date: Sunday, December 7th, 2025. Time: 8 a.m. prompt. Venue: Believers Cathedral, 10/12, Latif Salami Street, off Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Ajao Estate, Lagos. It's going to be a day of joy, music, and divine encounter. Ministering Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel, General Overseer, and a powerful worship experience with Minister Sinach. Don't just hear about it. Be there. Come with your praise, your gratitude, and your testimony, because this year, hope will dance again. CPM. Jesus Christ is Lord.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cutout fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cutout fuse and distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry, I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cutout fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J, na you Pico.
It is good to have you back. If you're just tuning in, this is Front Page Review. That can be tongue twisting sometimes. Front Page Review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM, the program where we give you the latest headlines coming from our national dailies. We still have former Commissioner of Police Chuks Enwonwu still with us. Mr. Enwonwu, so we're talking about the expulsion certificate. Are you there, sir?
I'm there. I'm here with you.
Okay, we're talking about the expulsion certificate, and the question is, how will that work, though, seeing that they're already contesting the expulsion in the first place from the People's Democratic Party? Let's not forget the fact that there are two different factions. The Wike that has been expelled has its own faction. So how do you think that expulsion will play out? Because I'm sure there'll be lots and lots of litigation. I mean, only God knows how long those legal gymnastic is going to work, but so how do you think that will work?
That's exactly what I was telling you, that it is alleged, and we are seeing it, I don't know, that there is a deliberate intention to weaken the opposition parties to the extent that by the time they are set for they may not even be ready for the coming election. They won't have the capacity to face the ruling party. In fact, the ruling party may even decide to be sleeping while they are winning the elections across the federation. That's what I'm foreseeing. Because when all these big wigs, big people in big positions like governors of Delta, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, and it's still counting, possibly Osun, will support the ruling party. I mean, what else do you expect? They are coasting to victory, and I'm sure some more may also come in that direction. And I won't be surprised if Oyo joins, since Makinde is just rounding up his second term. And even if Bala Mohammed also joins, I won't be surprised. I'm not saying that they are going to join, but it is a possibility. Yeah. So which strength will you now be able to? So all this halabalu concerning expulsion certificate or no certificate, these are games or schemes put in place to continue to cause confusion and weaken the structure, if any, of the political party. I think, like if you look at Labour now, Labour has tired out. They have completely taken Labour, to the staple, and they have shredded Labour as far as politics is concerned. Okay, so they are now working on PDP to do the same.
Okay, let's just go to something else, or return to security matters now. Just briefly before we take another break. Manpower shortfall may delay NSCDC's VIP protection rollout. The president has given directive that these VIPs should not be protected again by the police, and it should be NSCDC. Now NSCDC is saying shortage of manpower. It seems as if it was not thought through. And another thing is that the fact that people may be applauding this, it also means that if this VIP are deprived of these security personnel, especially like the former vice president, it means a breach of the constitution, which provides for the security of these people. It's in the constitution. So I don't know how you feel about this withdrawal at this time, and with this challenge that the NSCDC is giving
how
right
it will be managed.
So how can we manage that?
You see, that action was spontaneous, and it was miscalculated. I don't know who advised the federal government to take such a quick decision in respect of this withdrawal. You see, when you are doing a withdrawal, like we witnessed from Obasanjo's time, it used to be done with caution. They will list out those who are supposed to enjoy the protection and those who are not. So, like we said, the former vice president and so on and so forth, and the constitutional provision, if it is provided that they have to be protected, they should be protected. You don't just because I mean, it's like carrying the hammer, sledgehammer to smash an insect. You don't just because of the security situation, you do what is detrimental and obnoxious to the contents of the Constitution. Those who are entitled should still retain, protection by armed personnel that is supposed to protect them. You may whittle down the size or the number, but that does not mean that you do a total withdrawal from them. There are some other persons you can withdraw from, like all these artists, musicians, private persons who are successful businessmen. You can withdraw from all of them. Heaven will not fall. Let them, one way or the other, arrange or organize their security. And to be very frank with you, you see, there is advantage in strength. If you build up the police stations and police formation, give them enough vehicles to move fast through the Police Security Trust Fund, give them the arms and ammunition, and be sure that the communication is working, you are all good to go. Instead of splitting them and giving them to different persons, so that if there is any danger and they are called, within minutes, they get to the destination and neutralize the enemy forces.
Okay.
And they will feel protected because they are in bulletproof vehicles. That's where the emphasis should go. Then concerning the issue of civil defense, I'm not surprised I have them complaining. The reason is that in civil defense, one thing people don't know is that it's not all of them that are trained to carry arms and ammunition. They have what they call the armed squad, just like in the correctional services and the immigrations. So because they have limited people to bear those firearms, and at the same time they have limited firearms, that's what they will not tell people, or they will not tell Nigerians. That is why they cannot come out to accept that they are going to cover the number of police personnel that is being withdrawn. Because it's not as if the personnel are not there. You look at somebody without a button and tell him to be following VIP, the answer is no. If you say, okay, you're deploying those with arms to go and cover the VIPs, what happens to critical national infrastructure, like our pipelines and high tension power lines?
Yeah.
That they are supposed to protect. They are supposed to be armed in doing those things. So if you carry the armed people and give to VIPs, do you expect the ones without arms to go and be watching over pipelines when hardened criminals will be vandalizing the pipelines or going to power generating companies' substations to vandalize transformers and all that? They can't fight them with empty hand. So already some people have been posted and designated to be there. So you can see where the confusion is gradually creeping in, and we shouldn't, out of panic, make mistakes. It's something they should sit back, to know how to dot their I's and cross the T's.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Wong. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure, and thank you for always accommodating and tolerating me.
Okay.
It's good to have you, sir.
That was Chooks Inwonwu, former Commissioner of Police. If you're just tuning in, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and the program is Front Page Review. Joining me quickly is Chioma. He's here to talk about GADA. It's good to see you again. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Okay, so go ahead, talk to us. What's the latest?
Yeah, it's same GADA social media platform. This is your baby girl Chichomzi. So GADA social media platform, I've been explaining this platform here, but I will still explain again. It's like every other social media platform, but it has a difference. The difference there is that you don't need to be monetized to start making money. Just come in, drop your post, check your wallet for me, your money is dropping. Last 2 weeks, I showed you somebody's withdrawal. Jude said it out, 742,000 naira. A person just made a withdrawal without adding 1 naira to the platform. You are just posting. You know, there are a lot of things that came out when you post at the end of the day. When you want to make withdrawal, it will just quench there. But Gather is not like that. You can, I don't know that people have gone behind me asking AI about Gather. AI was smashing Gather. That Gather is the latest that we take over Facebook. Can you imagine? That though Gather is young, but he's doing amazingly well. So these are coming from my students' mouth, you know. But I noticed that when I started Gather, there are more things in Gather that I don't know. It started unfolding now. You know, before, I never knew you can withdraw up to 500,000 there at a straight, you know. But I'm seeing people making this withdrawal just by giving you a link to somebody. Say, well, join this platform. You boost your point. You make up to, as a student, up to 45,000 naira. Just like that. So people are coming in. The highest shock I got was this week. 2 days ago, we got 20,000 persons withdrew from Gather. 20,000. It's so massive, you know. So, and whatever thing that is good, a lot of people would like to be part of it. I keep telling people that we don't duplicate money here. We don't tell you bring 100 naira, make it 200 in the evening. No, we don't do that. But we help you grow your money. We are not Ponzi, we are not pyramid, we are not MLM. We don't say bring this person to bring this person. If you don't bring 20 persons, you are not making money. Just one man squad, come in, you'll be making your money. Just make use of your smartphone very well. So, and the amazing part of that Gather is their share. Anybody listening to me, if you don't have Gather share, you will regret it by next year. This share started with 6 naira. Today, this share is 28,000 naira for one. Just a space of 4 months. Because it's a social media platform, people come in there to do one thing or the other. So it appreciates the share, everything in the platform. If you don't have it, well, I will still say it here. People will still comment on it. By March, we stop private shares. We are selling private share now. This is a golden opportunity. Private share. This share will pass $100 by January. The way people are embracing it, buying it. And if we stop by March, private share, we start selling public share. So the people that bought in private sector will be selling to them. No longer the company, because the company will exhaust their own. And remember, private share makes you co-owner with the company. You are not just there to enrich anybody. You are enriching yourself. You are there for yourself. And you are there building your residual income. Now, the hero has rose up in Apapa side, Festac side. This guy said, what I have seen, I have never seen it before. People at Festac that find it difficult to get to Ikeja. You know, our training is in Ikeja every Saturday by 10 a.m. But tomorrow, we are having training at Festac side. So, all the people living around Orile, Costain, Maitu, Surulere, Apapa, Ijesha, Sele, Ago, Festac, Koka, Aboju, and environ should come by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Venue is Sprinkles Bar, Alafia Bus Stop, Orire Maitu Road, beside YTK Filling Station. Let me take it again. Sprinkles Bar, Alafia Bus Stop, Orire Maitu Road, beside YTK Filling Station. Time is 10 a.m. So if you know you are living around that area, come by 10 a.m. to be trained about this social media platform. Then the number to say book me, just send book me to that number. I am dropping 2 numbers. Sorry, my listeners, I know you might be waiting to hear my number. That's not my number. It's the number of the hero over there. Okay. 080
080
36
36
31
31
57
57
01,
01.
or you call
Call
090.
it again.
Okay,
Call
let
it
me call
again.
it again. 080
080
3
3
6
6
3
3
1
1
5
5
7
7
0
0
1.
1. Okay, call the second line.
The second line is 090
090
19
19
96
96
18
18
20
20. Again,
0
0
9
9
0
0
1
1
9
9
9
9
6
6
1
1
8
8
2
2
0.
0
So the line to call again, the first line to send, sorry, I keep saying
8
20.
20.
Tomorrow is another opportunity you have. If you are coming through the areas I mentioned, Orire, Costain, Maitu, Surulere, Apapa, Ijesha, Sele, Agor, Festa, Koka, then if you are coming from Maitu to Orire, stop at Alafia bus stop and cross over to the venue. If you are from Costain, Orire to Maitu, stop at Alafia bus stop and walk up to Sprinkles before YTK filling station.
Okay, repeat the direction.
If you are coming from Maitu to Orire, stop at Alafia bus stop
Okay.
and cross over. So now you are crossing over to get to the venue. Then if you are coming from Costain, Orire to Maitu, stop at Alafia bus stop and walk up to Sprinkles before YTK. So you are not crossing over if you are coming from this direction. So let's start something new tomorrow.
Okay, just for the purpose of those people who may be listening to you for the first time now, GADA, just spell it so that
GADA.CHAT. GADA.CHAT. Please don't bother downloading it in Play Store. It's there, but don't do it.
Okay.
You use the link of this person, this hero that invited you here to open it.
Okay.
When you get to the venue tomorrow, he will share his link. You use it too, because one link is a gold.
Okay.
You, for this guy to pay for a radio station, it means that the link is important, the share is very important, and the digital asset is very. You have a lot to learn tomorrow. Why we say come is that a lot of people are not digital platform literate.
Okay.
They find it difficult to go around even Facebook or Instagram and all. So when you come, we help you set it up, we direct you, we help you, teach you how to do withdrawal.
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's useless if you download it from the Play Store.
Don't do it, because if you do it, you will just be walking straight under the company without passing through your mentor. But when you have issue, the person will say, go to the company and sort yourself out. Don't bring it here. You get what I mean? So
Yes.
what I keep telling my people,
we
if I
understand.
drop my link, come to my training, get my link. Don't
Okay.
go straight to register.
Okay.
If you do it, I will not personally attend to you, so you can be
Just for the in case there's a complication.
good, or there's something. No, you don't know it all. There are
Yeah.
things you might don't know how
Okay.
to do, especially withdrawal. We teach you that.
Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, the phone lines are open now. Unfortunately, we only have 3 minutes because I do sincerely apologize for that. But here's the thing, though. We'll be right back at 10:30, so we'll have all the time in the world to read your messages and receive your. I don't think we'll have time for phone calls though, but we can read one or two messages before we go. But let read out the WhatsApp messages again. So you just keep sending your messages. First come, first serve. So when I come back at 10:30, I will start from the first set of messages before I go to the latest one. So 081-717-56338. Again, 081-717-56338. Those who said I apologize won't have time to pick any call today, but we'll have time for one or two messages, right? I'm going. Yeah. So let's start with what we have now. Okay. Let's see. I think I have some messages here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Now, it is quite laughable that the resignation of the Minister of Defense is based on health status at the age of 63, when the president, that is over 70, are not even thinking of resigning. All I see is that the president is just doing his trial and error. I just want to hope that the new Minister of Defense will do the needful and will bring end to the killings of Nigerians. On PDP, especially the G5, all I can say is that nemesis will always catch up on anyone who does good or bad. Finally, a country that is truly practicing democracy will allow the people to carry out peaceful protests, following the people in the Bulgaria who staged protests in the country. This is a long one. Sorry, I have to end it here. Timitokwe Onatoye from Ijagemo community. Thank you very much. Again, just keep the messages coming in. When I come back at 10:30, I'll read them, and of course we'll have time to pick your calls. Again, I do sincerely apologize. We had a lot to do today, so no time to pick phone calls. Mazi Gochuku from Isheroshu, Chris Musa being the new Minister of Defense is a good development. The remaining underperforming ones should be replaced immediately. Anybody close to Two-Face should advise him to leave Natasha and save his life and career. Insecurity is making this government ungovernable. Mr. President should order shoot on sight on all these bandits and criminal. Okay, that is where we end it for the first part for the show. We'll be right back on the second part at 10:30. We'll be right back. It's time for us to go.
Okay, see you at 10:30. Let's just take this breather now.
Okay, I am Solomon of FM. And Yamgul Agaji.
Yamgul Agaji.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll be right back at 10:30.